So we try and make things here kind of, I'll say a California style, which is kind of a loose style. We try and do a lot of different things. We don't really follow style guidelines super closely. I'll take kind of a classic English porter recipe and then change the yeast out and add vanilla to it to make it a little lighter, easier to drink on a summer day. I'll take an IPA, and instead of making it super bitter, super hoppy, I'll drop that down a little bit and make it more floral and citrus flavors. So just kind of tweaking a normal recipe to make it just a little bit different so that it's our own. I am putting the valve on our hot liquor tank. This is the way I start my brew day.
Can you tell me a little bit about what we've got on the table here?
Yeah, so we've got a flight of our 8 beers we currently have on tap. We have a little bit of everything here. So we have a blonde on this end, and we've got a barrel-aged imperial stout on this end. That is aged in a local rye whiskey barrel from a refined distillery. We try and use local stuff whenever we can. We have the blonde. We have our April Fools, which is a white stout made with locally roasted coffee.
Oh, wow.
We have our vanilla porter, our double IPA, our Big Booze Bully, which is our chocolate imperial stout.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
And we have our porter aged in a local Syrah barrel from Derby Winery just up the road from us.
That's neat. Is that something that you've recently started?
I started that one about 8.5 months ago.
Wow.
I put it in a barrel and kind of tried it to see if it would work. And over the last 8.5 months, I've tried it on and off, and I thought at one point I might have to dump it. But then it came around and it pulled out some of the jammy, fruity notes from the Syrah, and it tastes really good actually.
I have to try this one. This is my first time. Oh my goodness. That is really, really good. Well done.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great name.
I don't know how necessary.
You say you gather local products as much as you can. Can you tell me a little bit more about where you gather those and how that goes into your process of making good beer?
Yeah, the main thing I've been able to get so far are barrels from wineries and local distilleries.
Okay.
There's not much grain or hops being grown nearby. That is growing, and I've had some samples of grain, and I think that will become a bigger thing in the next few years. But it's just taking time for this area to catch up. Hops come from Oregon, Washington, and grain comes from Midwest Canada, England as well. Some of the European countries grow hops and grain as well.
Okay. And then what do you do with your spent grain after you're done with it?
So our spent grain actually goes to feed some sheep at my parents' house.
Oh, that's cool.
One of those sheep we're growing and raising to harvest for the winemakers cook-off this year at the fairgrounds, which helps support the local Rotary Club. So eventually we'd like to have a restaurant that will feature some animals fed on the spent grain from the brewery, kind of full circle type farm-to-table atmosphere.
Awesome. So what do you think about like the movement and the momentum?
The craft beer scene's exploded over the last 5 to 7 years, for sure. In Paso, we've seen it explode over the last just couple years. We've had wine, there's 300 wineries in the area for the last 20 years, and even they've exploded.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see some balance to that and see beer kind of coming to complement the wine industry and the spirits industry. So it seems like people are wanting to drink smaller instead of bigger. So I think that's why the popularity of the small breweries, wineries, distilleries are increasing. And I love it.